Just a man on a mission, ambition to never fail. Personality electric, he is animated male. Intelligent and wise, calm and often cool. Chris James giving opinions while also speaking the truth. Empathy and compassion. Stephen Michael is here, helping you through your traumas, helping you with your fears. These three forces combine and keep it honest. Turn up the volume, cause this is the application of knowledge.
Chris James, Stephen Michael. We are the Application Knowledge Podcast. Oh, I'm Animated Mel. Forgot about that part. And today is the week of the Super Bowl.
It's the day of the Super Bowl, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh. This is time. It's a time skip.
Exactly. About time this comes out, I mean, obviously the Super Bowl is going to be done happened. But it's also the week of love.
It's too much. February's doing too much, and it's Black.
And it's Black History Month.
Yeah, February's doing too much.
It's doing too much.
Yeah, I just realized it.
I don't care for this month.
What's
Oh,
okay?
well, we understand
Why don't
that.
we care about this month? Is it because it's the month of love and no one has love, or is it because it's Black History Month and cats don't really rock with Black History Month? Like that? I mean,
Hey, look. Oh, I'm gonna say okay.
Is it Super Bowl? Cats don't watch sports like that?
Dang, I forgot.
There's a lot going on this month. Yes, I don't watch sports. Not really into sports entertainment. I really don't.
Yeah, you added that in there, Mel.
It is entertainment.
It is. I really don't like Valentine's. I don't. People probably think I don't like Valentine's Day because I'm salty. No, it's not. I've never cared about it. I've never done the Valentine's Day thing. But what I did when I was dating girls and we like doing the boyfriend girlfriend thing is like, oh, it's Valentine's Day. I never got anything. Like I never got anything for Valentine's Day or Sweetest Day, which is a day for men. So I'm like,
Sweetest Day is an Ohio or a Midwest thing because they don't do that anywhere, which I'm grateful for.
right.
They don't do that in any other parts of the country. There's only certain parts of the country where they celebrate Sweetest Day.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like when I was in Ohio, I didn't get nothing.
Yeah.
So it was just more of me spending money on somebody else, which is like this is so unbalanced. Then of course it's the shortest day of the month, which
Shortest month of the year.
shortest month of the year, which I actually do respect because it's a true month, right? Like it's a moon cycle month, so I actually do like that. Okay, so that's one for February, and then Black History, man.
Well, I was streaming and someone was like, "Hey man, happy Black History," and I was like, I said, "Hey, I will celebrate that." Ish, man.
Happy Black History.
I said,
That's so weird.
I was like, "Thank you, I guess," but my instant reply to him, I was like, "Bro, I don't
Who
celebrate
says that?
Like,
Bro, it's a thing.
Do people say that?
I guess
Not holistically, but it's a thing. You know, people have been pushing Black History Month really hard the past couple of years
Oh, I'm sure.
because the perception is there hasn't been enough emphasis on it. Because I guess everybody forgets the 90s when we was in school, and they went so hard on Black History Month.
Right.
So they make it seem like, oh, no, trust me, we went hard on Black History Month. I think it's just maybe a lot of people don't care about it anymore, and maybe some people are realizing that it's a scam.
some. I think people that'll be normally within our frequency, they would. But the people who believe everything that the media pushes and pumps towards them, they celebrate it and be like, yeah, man, it's Black History, man. Who you celebrating this month? You know what I mean? But obviously, we're way beyond that. Well, at least we understand it a little bit more. And I don't necessarily see, the purpose of it, the purpose of Black History or anything like that. Same thing with Valentine's Day. Like, I don't understand the purpose of it. Like, the meaning that they give us is it's love. It's, going back and thinking about your roots. But there's a lot of Black history that like true Black history that would be more uplifting versus be like, hey, man, you're a slave. It's not a lot of that. Like, they didn't pump a lot of, they'll pump a lot of Martin Luther King, Rosa
Martin
Parks.
Luther King, yep, just the classic 8.
The classic trio or whatever. And
Madam C.J. Walker.
yeah.
Who
Yeah, I remember. Y'all ever heard this? I think his name was John Henry.
Yeah, of
Like
course.
he built trains.
He beat the Steve. Who did he beat?
He beat like a
He beat the
machine.
the first
locomotive.
like steam locomotive in a race.
Was
And
that true? Because like to me it didn't seem.
It seemed like some Hercules type
Bro,
stuff.
it honestly seemed like a comic or something like that.
that's how it was portrayed, but it was a story about a black man who worked for the railroad. And
So John Henry's not real.
I mean, he may be a real person. I mean, that's a very common name, but I'm sure that he did not beat the first they were driving nails into the trains or into the railroads, and apparently he beat it. But it's probably just a story.
I thought he beat it.
It's hard to say, but what I'm gonna say is this: a lot of our black heroes are fictional.
Interesting.
No, I'm not gonna dive deeper.
No,
But nope. I am at my peak level of focus and concentration. You're not gonna trap me. Not today. But there's a lot of misrepresentation of our quote unquote black heroes. Let's just say that. And I'll say that the ones that don't get talked about, the ones that aren't highlighted, are much greater than the ones that are highlighted.
Can you name one that should be highlighted in your opinion? I mean, they could be known, but just maybe someone who's not, I guess, spoken about as often. Maybe it should be what your black father.
No, not black fathers. Like these are guys that are more prominent.
Denzel, Will Smith.
No, not those, not those guys. There's a lot of them that I don't know their full names.
Yeah.
So because it wasn't anything that I was ever taught in school, it was just something I came across. So I can't really give you like names, but it's not hard to find.
Umar.
It's not like they don't exist. Quit playing with me.
Shout out Umar Johnson.
Let me number one ask a rhetorical question. Black history has been we all know that our history has been destroyed. So we are, from what I know, the only race that really doesn't know their history. We don't know where we come from. We're fed this narrative that we all came from a boat somewhere in Africa, and that's how we got here in chains. That's the narrative. But the interesting thing is that if you look in the history, you see black people all throughout history as the original people. So wouldn't it make sense, or if you were trying to, I'll say, enslave a people, then wouldn't it make sense to teach them a history of their slavery that's not actually theirs, right? So, for example, why are we the only ones that have a month? Why are we the only ones? They say, well, it's because of slavery. Or maybe it's possible that they don't want you to know what your actual history is, right? So if your actual history stems back to Egypt, right, or in Africa where there are millions and they have jewels and they're bountiful with rich resources in the soil, right? If that is your actual history, the way that you then could destroy their history is then remove them and then give them a month and then feed them your history or the history you want to feed them, which is slavery. It is, saying, oh, this is where you're from here, you're from there. It's celebrating, oh, we're going to celebrate black inventors and stuff like that. Like, I mean, okay, that's great, but we shouldn't have to do that, right? We shouldn't have to celebrate them. They should already be celebrated anyway. But I just think it's very interesting. I had this thought not too long ago, but I think it's very interesting that we are fed this for a reason. Everything that is done is purposeful. I just thought it was a thought that I had. What do you think about that?
You had a thought?
It was a thought that I had.
You're asking me.
Do you think it's important to know your history?
You asked me.
I mean, because you said a lot. I mean, I don't necessarily. I mean, I think that them telling us our history is definitely something that's detrimental because
I don't think it's our history. That's what I'm saying.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Them telling us our history is detrimental because it's not our origin story. It's a story that they're giving to us. You know,
You know what? I just realized something. It's the same thing they do with everyone's origin story. Like even Wolverine, you look at Wolverine's origin story in the movies. It's not his real story. They
Right.
change it. This is what they do.
Correct.
They are AI. AI, you could tell a story to AI, right? And and it'll rewrite the story. It'll be the same story, but a different story. Like you can't be plagiarized. You know what I'm saying? You can have AI take content, rewrite it, and then you can put it out like it's brand new content.
Correct. The reason I don't like February, there's a couple reasons. Number one, same reason for you, Chris. Every relationship I've been in, I was always giving way more than I was getting, and never getting anything on Valentine's Day. When I was married, one Valentine's Day, she took a box of empty like chocolates, and then put like these little the little miniature $2 shots in them, and like it was like 5 of them, and wrote like a cute message. Like, I mean, it was just like, okay, I mean, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can appreciate that, right? It's not necessarily about money. It's about the thought. And so I can appreciate that, right? But other than that,
but isn't that normal for just guys in general?
To just get basically nothing?
For around Valentine's Day.
Or just in general.
I mean, in general, yeah. But that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I mean, we're such an afterthought, a second thought. It's just like, bro, don't try to do anything for my birthday. Don't try to, I mean, Christmas. I mean, bro. I mean, I had a friend. I have a friend who sent me a Christmas card this year. I was happy about it.
Of course.
I said, well, I got something.
Got a card.
I got a card.
Look at that.
Right, but in general, right? So, I am a romantic person, so I would like to celebrate that. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I am kind of all the time. But anyway, I digress. Black History Month, I don't like the fact that I feel like we're being fed a lie, and I see everyone buying into it just the same way that we buy into, the food industry, the beauty industry, the fitness industry. We buy into everything, and we're just being fed a lie, which just keeps us in a place that where we're at, which is very low vibrational. There was somebody posted a picture of Starbucks, and like their street sign. You know how like you have a street sign where it has like they put like a menu on it. They had like 5 drinks of the month, coffees, and they were names of like, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, the Martin Luther King drink, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, right? And they were like, yeah, Black History Month. And it's just like, people are celebrating Black History Month not because they want to or they care about Black history. It's because they are doing it because that's what you're supposed to do, right? And then it made me think about birthdays. It made me think about holidays. You give a gift to somebody, whatever. They're not doing it during these times because they want to. And I'm not saying they don't, but they're really doing it primarily. The main driving force is that they're doing it because it's what they're supposed to do at this time, right?
Yes. I had this argument a few pods ago.
Which comes off, well, yeah, okay, maybe, yeah. Which comes off very disingenuous. And it's just like, bro, like, once again, we should be doing these things, not just giving gifts and celebrating holidays in that way, but particularly Black History Month. Like, if y'all really cared, why would you not just randomly say, you know what? Black people are distressed right now. Whatever. They got all these shootings or whatever because we think that there's more shootings of black men than there are white men, which they're not. Let's go ahead and just say, well, we're gonna make a drink for them this month, whatever. Like, you would do that randomly if you actually cared. So that's another reason that I don't like this, because it's just another month for us to be tricked and fooled. And then also my ex's birthday is this month. So
your ex-wife?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to answer your question because you asked if I agreed with your statement or your original statement about, them feeding us lies and all, but you already knew what I felt. Like, that's, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're relegating our history to a month, which is impossible to do So then it's insulting that you're even doing that. Then you're force feeding us the history you want us to know,
Come on
which
now.
is what you always do, which is
Right.
what you've done throughout all of American history. And the reality is, it really ties into this whole the first black astronaut, the first black this, the first black engineer. It's like, bro, what? What are you talking about? The first black this, that, and the other. First of all, hate the term black. Just don't like it. Know what it means? Don't like it. But this isn't the first black person to do this. It's not the first black person to do that. Like, you're telling me in 2023, we're still having the first black person to do stuff? This is absolutely ludicrous. And people believe this. The first black person to do this. Like, what? So we're just so far behind that in 2023, we still got the first black person to be an assistant principal of a school. Like, what? How do I keep seeing these stories of the first black? I don't see the first Asian. I don't see the first Indian. I don't see the first Mexican. It's only the first black. Everybody else done already completed all these tasks. We're still trying to.
Or if they didn't complete it, it's not highlighted.
Whatever.
Right. Well,
Because-
that makes a difference.
Because the way that it comes off, whether you accept it this way or not, is everybody else has already done this
Correct.
thing, and you guys are finally there. Good job.
Right. That's what I was saying.
That's the undertone.
Yeah.
And we just love it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's all over
We
social
feed it.
media. The first black person to
The Super
start a
Bowl,
business.
This is the first time two black quarterbacks are starting head to head. Right, Mel? Is that correct?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I mean-
it wouldn't have been that way if things would have went different, huh?
well,
Mel?
that's true.
Wasn't there like a deciding game where it would have been a white versus a black quarterback, but the white quarterback didn't make it or something like that?
I see someone's trying to.
I'm just
Yeah, I mean, possibly.
asking a question.
I don't know. But
Okay,
we just know about what's happening. Today.
You're the most, when it comes to sports, you're like the number one
I'm
authority here.
Yeah, but I'd rather not talk about anything that's gonna cause me anger. My mom tried to have a conversation. I was like, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. Nope, not doing it. Not doing it. We're not talking about
Like
this.
not at all. We're gonna ignore.
I mean,
it.
what do we want to talk about? This happened almost 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks ago. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? My fucking team lost? Is that what you want to say? Is that what you want to say, Chris?
Our
If we
team.
wouldn't be in the Super Bowl, you don't even root for the Bengals.
That's true.
You don't even know 4 players on a damn team.
I do not. I can name one old player.
Yeah, everyone can add Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco.
Ocho Cinco. That's 2 right there.
No,
Chad
that's
Johnson
the
and
same
Ocho
person.
Cinco.
You know what I mean? But I'm okay. I like February. I mean, I'm not against February or any other months, you know, because I enjoy every day and make the best out of it. I don't allow this world to dictate or make me feel any particular way about it. I mean, like, I don't, it's funny, like, I had, like, a thought. I'm like, you know what? I'm done, like, entertaining Valentine's Day. Because while I would, when I would be with girls, I would tell them, like, I don't really celebrate the holidays like that. But then Valentine's come day, they'll say something and I'll give in and be like, all right, let's get you some flowers, some shit. But I do that normally, you know, just throughout the week or throughout the months, you know, if I feel you deserve it or not.
So if they're being good girls,
Every girl deserves flowers.
Shit.
Everyone
Yeah.
deserves flowers.
I mean, like, it's good to do nice little things, but if you're not living in a manner that's going to, you know, inspire me to do these behaviors, like, yes, I'll do it to, you know, because I'm genuinely nice, but if you're not fulfilling your role as a woman to me, that shit will go. It will go.
do you
away.
give flowers or gifts to make up for mistakes?
Not necessarily make up for mistakes, but I would do it to let them know that I acknowledge what I've done is probably wrong and I'll improve. But here's a token to show that. I don't think it can, like, make up for it, you know.
Okay, well you get what I'm saying.
I have.
That's
No,
funny. I don't do that
No,
at all.
well, I don't,
ever.
I don't make that a practice, but I have done it. Just like, yeah, I know, you know what I'm saying? I messed up. Could have done something different here. and to keep peace in the house. It's like, all right, let me do something. So that may be. It wasn't. You said flowers in particular, but okay. But it wasn't flowers. I just would buy her something that I know she wanted. So.
I literally just like, I was like, bro, I've never done that. Now, granted, this is also because.
You're a psycho, though.
I'm just what?
Is that really the word that you want to use?
Is that the word I'm gonna use?
I don't think it is. You might be trying to say I'm a sociopath or something.
Jesus.
But even that's not true. Well, the girls. Okay, so like I've really only been in 3 actual relationships.
Yeah.
So that right there reduces my opportunities, because if we're just dating, it's a wrap. I mean, I guess I could do that, but I'm just saying.
Are you sure you haven't done this before?
Have I ever done it? Like once, maybe.
Something to maybe say, you know what? Probably could have done better there, right? Probably could have said something different, and then you buy her a gift because you know it'll make her happy. And even though maybe in your heart you're not like, this isn't an apology gift, but all right, just to kind of keep the peace or to kind of smooth things over, let me go ahead and do something.
I don't know, man.
About that, I think that's cap.
I mean, can you give me an example?
I'm not in your relationship.
Okay, so you're basing that.
I mean,
off
there
of
have
the
been
fact that
no. Before you try to weasel your way out of this,
it's not a weasel.
There have been times where you have said things to me that give off that energy, right?
But what did I buy?
Chris, I don't remember.
But this is what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, so you want me to give you a perfect example of something that
y'all know me better than anybody else.
Okay, I remember when we went to California, and we ended up going alone, and when we got back, you made I don't remember what, but I believe that you made a purchase for an item for somebody. Because they wanted to go, and then it just ended up things changed, and then they weren't. They didn't go.
No, that wasn't.
Chris, I'm just.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to. I'm telling you that didn't have nothing to do with, because it wasn't my fault that they didn't go.
I understand.
Okay.
All I'm doing is
listen. I'm being as honest as I can. Okay.
I think that if you think about it and you search your heart,
I've been thinking about it this whole time. I don't have an instance in my head. It's not something.
Maybe it's not in your head. It's in your heart.
I don't. But that's empty. I don't. There's nothing in there. I don't really do. It's just not. I don't do that. I don't do that. Just think about it. Like just think about me interacting with women. Just think about it. Y'all think about it.
Wow.
How many times? It's rare that y'all see me even get gifts for women.
That's why I call him a psycho.
Like in general, it's rare.
Yeah.
Y'all don't see me get gifts. You don't hear me talk about y'all went and got her flowers. You don't hear me say that stuff.
I don't necessarily think it's about like a gift. Like, here, babe, I got you something, like a gift, right? Maybe you do something to go out of your way.
Are we speaking of forgiveness or just?
I think we're just talking about I do something wrong. Because
you do something if you know you made them mad or whatever, you upset them, whatever.
The gift is typically my apology and my acknowledgement of what I did.
That's what we're talking about. Am I correct?
I thought we were
Am I
talking
wrong?
about a gift.
A gift to make up for.
No. My gift is my apology and my acknowledgement of what I did. That's my gift. It's not a present.
So you're saying
He said his gift is
your gift is the apology.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I probably could have done this better. I'll make sure that in the future I'll do something a little different.
I think that's the best gift. Because if you think
the best gift is just apologizing?
No, it's the apology and the action behind the apology.
So when wronging someone, the best thing you can do is
change. Bro, think about it. You could do the same thing wrong 100 times and give her 100 gifts, and it's not doing anything.
But can't you give her a gift and apologize?
I could, but I just don't. I just change the action.
Okay.
But see, when a woman dates me, they get a lot of stuff for just being around me and being in, I mean, bro, I don't even spare expense. I bought iPhones, tablets. You know what I'm saying? You get to go on trips. You get to go have $1,000 go on spa day.
Oh, y'all hear this, ladies?
Like,
hey, listen, I ain't gonna send you on $1,000 spa day. I could do 500.
no, I'm just
I
saying.
can do 500 spa a day.
I'm just saying it's no reason for this. Like, because when you're around me, when you are in a relationship of any kind with me, you know, something that's consistent. We not just every once in a while I see you, whatever. But we talk on a regular basis. We date on a regular basis. Typically, if you're going to be getting gifts, there's intimacy involved. Then you're taken care of. You don't want for anything. But also by the same token, it's not as if you could just be like, hey, yo, Chris, it's Valentine's Day and I really need a ring. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be like, yo, I want a diamond necklace. But women who date me know that. That's not even something that they really ask for. I've only been asked for a ring once.
I have a confession.
Oh,
It's not big, nothing big.
this says you. We will be the judge of it.
It's nothing big. Yesterday, I was going to a concert, and I was walking to the concert, and I saw this woman. I was like, man, she looked like she was attractive, but she wasn't my type. But when I saw her, she was walking towards the door, and I automatically wanted to open the door for her. I saw her, and I was literally about to let me hold the door for her. Let me hold the door for her real quick. Cause I was like, man, the way she was walking, her presence, it's just something that came over me.
Yeah,
I was just like,
it's that femininity.
let me open the door for this woman. But I think her dude was like behind her or something like that. Because it kind of gave me a little look. And I was like, man, this is interesting. Like, it was, because I wasn't thinking, because I was just focused getting to the concert. Oh, pretty woman, let me get the door for her.
Of course.
It was an instinctual thing. I mean, at first she looked familiar, and I was like, man, okay. Oh, man, she looked kind of nice. And I was like, let me get this door for her. Then I saw her, man. I was like, I'm glad I didn't go for it, but...
That would have been a crash and burn.
That'd probably been awkward.
Yeah.
You know, but I could have been like, yo, she just reminded me of somebody. She reminds me of a girl. But yeah, have you all had an experience where I guess you just automatically did something for a woman instinctually, you know, without even thinking about it? I would have those instances every now and then, because usually I would not give in to the first thought of doing something that's maybe like
Chivalrous.
Yeah, in a sense.
He's resisting.
I mean, dude, there's a lot of resistance that happens within me.
Yeah.
That I just, but you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just go for it. You know.
But you're opening up a lot more, which might be why you had this experience.
True that.
Yeah.
True that. I mean, that could be one, but. Yeah, it was the first time. Like, I typically am chivalrous in a sense when I'm dating or just around women in general. But just a random woman instinctually, let me hold the door for you.
You don't just randomly hold the door for people?
Yeah, but to look at her and acknowledge her beauty and be like, you know what, I'm gonna hold the door for her.
So was it what made it? Well, you didn't say awkward. You didn't say awkward, did you? No, it wasn't awkward.
No.
Okay. What made it different than if it was someone else? Was it the fact that she was attractive? Was that what made it different in your head, you think?
She was attractive, and also maybe, I don't know.
So
it's more like an interaction. It'd be
okay.
cool to have a nice interaction.
So for me, what in the kind of in the same vein, I'm not saying this is what you were saying. It's just in the same vein of it. If there's a woman and she's just whatever, right? I'm not paying attention to her, yada yada yada. I hold the door open for people all the time. Now, what I notice about myself is that if it's the same situation and she's very attractive, then there's something inside of me that wants to not do it, and the reason is because I feel like in my head, and this is probably I don't know, very not the correct way of thinking. But it's almost like, you know what? She probably gets all the stuff. People hold doors for her. People bend over back and forth just because she's cute. I'm not going to do it just because she's attractive, right? And then now that doesn't mean that's the conversation I have within myself. But that doesn't mean that I don't hold the door, or it doesn't mean that I will. That's just my internal dialogue and me understanding how I feel. But But that happens to me where I will be like, man, she's just used to this. Like it's like you just it's like going outside and breathing. You don't really realize how important air is, so you can't breathe. Right?
I've heard women say that they go to the gas station and they never have to pump their gas.
Just men just come up and
They'll just come up and pump their gas.
So it's kind of the same thing. It's just like you don't realize how
Do they charge them afterwards.
They don't do anything.
Maybe $5, please.
They just apparently the men think they're so beautiful they shouldn't have to touch a gas pump.
which neither here nor there. But yeah, that's my intern dialogue. So but that does happen.
You battle to not do it.
It's I won't say that it's a battle. It's just a dialogue. It's a conversation. But it's something that I notice that within myself, and because I don't feel like they appreciate it. And of course, and sometimes they just walk through the door. They don't say thank you or whatever. You know what I mean?
That's when you say, B, you ain't even say thank you.
I know, right? But
dudes get them. They get
so
mad.
It's so rude. Like it is incredibly rude, and it happened at the gas station probably last month. Like I was walking out of the gas station, and a woman was coming in, and it would be awkward for Steven, for me, if I didn't hold the door for her, just based on her distance and the speed she was walking, right? But it was enough for me to wait there. But if I let the door go, like it would have been awkward. You know what I'm saying? Just that, okay. So I waited and I held the door open for her, and she just walked right in, and instantly just thought like, I'm not gonna say what I thought.
This was a while ago though. I remember you talking about this. Though.
Did I?
No, I think you. I remember you saying.
I don't think
I would be like, "Hey, you welcome."
Like this was like a month ago,
Oh.
and it just made me so like mad. Like yo, like you like bro, like women talk about men not being chivalrous. Like women, when it comes to manners, I find them to be so rude. Like it's almost and not all of them, right? But just little things. Like it was to the point where I was walking in DSW and a woman was coming out. She held the door open for me. And it was just like, oh my God, thank you. Like it doesn't happen. It's like, and it's not like I don't walk behind doors with women. It's just they don't pay attention. They don't care.
Yeah. I saw a skit where a dude. This is not a you thing, okay? Just so you understand.
Yeah.
This is not a you thing. Men, besides probably Mel. I just feel like Mel doesn't think about this stuff. But men holistically deal with this.
Yeah.
So there was a skit where this dude, he's coming out of a store. The girl walks in. He holds the door for her. She just blows right past him. So he goes back in the store, grabs her, picks her up, puts her back outside, and then lets her open the door for herself.
Now, I have a question for you.
What's that?
What made this woman, you said, I mean, the way that you talked to her, she looked good. What made her not your type? Which, and
She
I
was
know,
a little bigger.
okay, all right. But you relished in her beauty.
Dude, this interaction lasted a second.
Oh no, it don't. Sometimes it's life. Listen, when a woman, when you come into a beauty like that, a second feels like a lifetime.
It could sound like a lifetime. It could sound like
The way you're explaining it.
It could sound like the last 2 minutes in a football game.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? Them bitches last long.
That's a very long.
But this interaction was quick. I was really just walking down the street. All happened in my mind. I saw her. I was like, I want to open the door for her. I was like,
I mean, look, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think it's weird or simping. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely ain't on that energy.
Well, I don't. You said you had something to tell us, like you did something.
Nah,
so
that's
You
why
said you had a confession.
Yeah, I had a confession because I had that thought. It wasn't nothing major, like I told y'all.
But I would say that I think that for me, it's normal for me to hold doors for people.
Correct.
I don't. It's not a woman thing. I don't have the internal dialogue that y'all have.
Mel didn't say you had it.
He did. He just had
Well,
it.
oh, okay. Okay. You don't.
I don't think twice about it.
Now, what'd you call him?
The dialogue? What?
Psycho. Psycho Chris.
The dialogue I have is the one you're talking about, Steve, about the distance. It's all about timing, because there's a certain if a person, this is a person thing, if a person is at a certain distance, moving at a certain rate of speed, it becomes awkward if you do or if you don't hold the door.
Now they gotta hurry up.
I don't
Right.
like making people run.
Yeah.
Right. So in order, because that's what people
Well,
are
shit,
going
we
to do.
should.
They're gonna
Come on, hustle it up.
Hurry up.
It's the same thing. You ever notice, like, when you're in the car and you're at a crosswalk and it's the pedestrian, you're supposed to give them the right of way, but they know they're crossing the street. So they see you coming, you stop for them because they would have just waited and they would have went after you. You stop and they run across the street. I'm like, bruh, I would rather, you wouldn't have done that otherwise. So I'll cut it off, especially if they're like on their phone or not paying attention or something like that. There's certain distances I'll cut it off. That's the dialogue.
And there's no specific. It's just it's intuitive.
What I start doing is not even look like I'm very aware of my surroundings of people who are around me because I don't like people being next to me, and so like I'll make a conscious effort.
Hey, I see you coming.
I make a conscious effort not to acknowledge them or to create enough distance where it's not like disrespectful to not hold the door for them.
Isn't it funny how we all do that? Like that's
Or I'll wait just a little bit, like I'll let him go ahead so he ain't got to hold the door for me. I'll be
right.
Like, yeah,
You slow down
I'll
or
slow down. Like I don't
Look at your phone for a second.
like I think we all have some kind of awkward phase because of something. Because even if I'm in a grocery store and I see someone that I know, I don't necessarily want to interact with them. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you can be in a store, do your shopping. I don't want to have this little small talk. I don't care about this. Hey, how you doing? I don't care. Like, yes, we acknowledge each other. We know each other. We acknowledge that we're in the grocery store shopping together. We don't need to have this little conversation, but let's just keep moving.
Just a quick, what's good? Good to see you.
That's all. I need.
okay. The most awkward that happens is when we see each other in the grocery
Yeah,
store,
just
right?
like,
How often is that?
But that's
you know
the
what?
point.
That's true because I'll see Mel in the gym. It's only been a couple times, and it's just like, are we supposed to be seeing each other here?
I'm like, hey man, do you think?
Because I seen Mel in Whole Foods. I think this was probably years ago now. But it's awkward. It's like, oh, what you doing here?
I saw you in Kroger.
What do you think I'm doing here? The same thing you are.
Like, I just like, how do we interact? I'm supposed to give you a handshake. I'm gonna see you. I see you every day of my life.
That's interesting. I've never thought about that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
weird,
funny.
man. It's a weird little interaction. But y'all, we do it with each other in general. I see. The thing is, like, I see when you all do it. I'm aware of it. Steven, you did this. You did this a couple days ago. You weren't even aware that I'm aware.
What'd I do?
I was downstairs, and I guess you heard no noise. Like, okay, cool. Chris was in here, and then I came back upstairs, and then I heard you started to. He started to come out, but then Chris came back in, and so Steve just waited. Steve just waited.
Bro, you're too elaborate with it.
You can, and this is not, you're not visualizing. He's listening.
Right.
Steve just waited and then went back to his room because you stayed down here doing your own shit. Then when you came back upstairs, he came back down. I'm just like, this is like y'all.
Steven, you're so worried about getting sucked into a vortex.
I don't know. I think he's just in his dun-da-duns. I don't know. It's just, but we all do it on some capacity. That's
I don't
all
go that hard.
No, you know what? I don't. Actually,
it sometimes,
I
but
kind
I
of
don't go that
remember
hard.
this. I kind of remember this.
Oh, this was 2 days ago.
Yeah, I do
2
kind of
days
remember
ago.
this. What typically it will be is that I need to use the kitchen, and if I'm using the kitchen, I need I'm using
He wants the
most
whole
of
kitchen.
it. I mean, I'm not coming down to make a salad or you know what I'm saying. That means I need to use the counter to cut fruit. I need to use the juicer, which means I need the sink, and then I need the other part of the sink as well. I'm using 80% of the kitchen, so this is the same reason why I'd be like, Mel, how long you gonna be in here? Like,
I'm not long.
and that's
You
and that's
always say that.
but that's
Never
it's
long.
usually correct.
But I'm just saying, say something different one time.
I mean, I can't give
it's
you
going to be a
anything.
while. Change it up.
I'd rather him not be long.
It's the same thing every time.
And when Chris gets in the kitchen, he's in there. He's in there.
It's a valid question you can ask, and you're going to get different response. It depends.
No, I'm not saying that. Look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the time being used. I probably am using it now more than anybody. But, well, maybe not.
Yeah, when you get in the kitchen, you actually spend the most time in it.
Well, yeah, when I do.
yeah.
You be spending hours. I'd be like, bro, you still down there?
Well, that's because I be down. You know what I mean? I be down. I be working. You know what I'm saying?
You get your stuff, your podcast set up,
Turn
whatever
the
you're gonna
music
listen
down.
to.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? I do. But and that's
You
why
create vibes.
you
You're
know
a
what I
vibe
mean?
creator.
I
Yeah,
am.
he's
create the
definitely.
vibes.
I'm trying to, you know what I mean? So listen, I'm getting prepared, man.
That's interesting, Mel. You do that, but only in your room, like in your space. You don't go places and create vibes like that. Cause Shell does that. Wherever she goes,
She'll
she'll
come
get
with
her music.
Yeah, I don't think John like that, dude.
what?
Yeah, because John, he's like he's sensitive to sound.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he used to hate it.
Yeah.
Shell would come in playing her music on her phone. Oh my god.
he did the same
John
thing to me.
hated it.
He hated
He
it.
hated it. Well, no, it wasn't a Shell thing.
Right? No. It's just
It
in
don't
general.
matter who it is. He don't like that.
Yeah, when Anthony was here,
Oh god.
Oh man.
because Anthony be having boom, boom.
He
sound
had
effects.
he had speakers and everything.
On
The
the wall.
70-inch TV or whatever.
On
like
the wall.
Like it's like now I'm not as bad as that, but I mean I would play music on my phone in the kitchen, and he'd just be like, "Hey man, you got headphones?" I'm like, "My nigga, I'm in the kitchen. I mean, do I got headphones? Yeah, I have headphones. I don't want to wear them because I'm not."
John has to be alone. I will say this.
Well,
I will say this. I don't like it either. I'm just not John. Like it John maybe doesn't like it for a different reason because it's like painful for him. That might be why. So, but I don't like it either. I just don't say anything.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm glad. I mean, I'm not gonna change, but
I'm either or. I'm flexible. I mean, I typically don't like to impose my preference.
if I'm listening to music, you start rapping with it.
Okay, because I rock with it. You know what I mean? But if
I
I'm,
understand what you
if
guys
I'm
are saying
in a
now.
vicinity that I'm not familiar with, but that's how I am in general. Like if I'm not too familiar with an area or a person, I just naturally I have to get a good understanding of what's going on before I can interact appropriately. I mean, I've been like that since I was a kid, since I was like 3rd, 4th grade. Like I would be quiet, get a good understanding of my surroundings and the people that's in it, and then once I'm comfortable, then you see me at my full power.
Oh, man.
I mean, I think that's normal. I mean, everybody.
Well, no. Some people just are who they are
Nah,
all
think
the
about,
time.
Brittany.
No, yeah, no. That's why I stopped myself. But I think most people do that to a degree, at least. But then you have the special people like Brittany who just they're oblivious.
Like, bro, you gotta bring yourself down a little bit.
Hey, you need to relax.
You gotta
'Cause I don't think
clamp
anyone
down.
can handle me at full capacity, like of
Like just getting to know you, like just met you type.
yeah. Unless we're like at a party and the vibe is there, but if we're like in a more intimate setting, I think it'll be a little bit more difficult to be like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with dude? You know?
Yeah.
Because I always look at, I try to look at people's perspectives of me because I know how I think about me, but not everyone sees me that way, or sees me the way that I see myself.
I don't think anybody sees.
I don't think anyone sees themselves. Yeah, the way that other people would.
Right. We are very self-critical. I know. Even me, and I'm one of them people that like I've trained myself to be oblivious to everyone's eyes because I was just so tall and it was just annoying the attention I was getting. But I'm very self-critical. Not very, but I'm the most critical of myself for sure, hands down.
Do you think that people's perception of you is correct?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, you called me a psycho. Like, I don't know.
I think that I don't think
I think that he meant.
I don't think he meant that.
I don't think he meant that, but I think he meant something.
There was the energy behind it. He meant the word is. I don't think he meant the word.
Yeah, I think he said what he said, and he meant something by what he said. That wasn't just him.
There's a level, like we all have this level of crazy in us. That's why I call it psycho. And we all have this level. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
You're not like a murderer.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, I didn't say he was a homicidal dude or whatever. It's more like we go hard at the things that we go at.
He's trying to say you got a little bit of that Asperger's.
You know what's funny? I just did a podcast
About Asperger's?
Yeah, it's about Asperger's, about obsession. And so that's like the vibe of the podcast. But the host is like, so how would you define obsession? And I'm like, You know, a lot of people think obsession has a negative connotation. I mean, I guess
It does.
It's defined a certain way. It really sounds bad. But when you look at people who are highly successful in this world, they have the ability to become obsessed with things. It's like, what are you obsessed with? And then also, honestly, there has to still be like balance. You know what I'm saying? You could be obsessed about something, but you also have to know how to get away from it and take time. Like, there has to be balance. But in order to be like successful on a level that's going to impact the world, you have to know how to obsess. Because we think about obsession. Oh, the dude is obsessing over a girl. He's stalking her. Da 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 da.
That's not good.
That's bad, right? But if you obsess over building a happy, healthy family, how can that really be a bad thing? You know what I mean? Like, or if you obsess over helping other people, you know, get their desires out of life. Like, I think there's healthy obsession.
Do you think that you do a good job of balancing your obsessions?
I think I do a moderate job.
Okay. So you could do better.
Yes.
Okay.
How do you all handle? Oh, how have you all handled past obsessions when it comes to I guess things that weren't necessarily healthy for you or that was
Steve, Call of Duty. Steve, how'd you handle that? When you were obsessed with
Wait,
Call of
did
Duty?
you just was damn what?
I was asking personally.
well,
Like,
I'm
yo,
asking.
Steve, Call of Duty, you upset?
I'm just curious.
No.
How did you handle-
I see why you did that. Because I just asked you how you handle obsession and balance. So I see what you did. You're trying to play me. This is your get back.
Oh, okay.
This is
I mean,
this
I
is
know
reve-
shots.
this is your revenge story.
I guess. I'm just curious to know how you handled your obsession with Call of Duty.
I mean, I leaned into it. I mean, back in Ohio, man, I was a semi-pro Call of Duty player, legit. Like I played in tournaments, and Mel can attest to this. It takes a level of obsession to get that good on that level, and I leaned into it. At least I didn't make a lot of money. I made a couple dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like I had some name recognition. That's when you were going to see that back in the day. This is when leaderboards mattered. Your level mattered because you can go into a room. And then everyone looked at the leaderboard. Who we got in here, right? Who's in the room? Most of the time, you got, it ranked 20,000, 30,000. You go into a search and destroy game. At one point, you go into a search and destroy game, and then you look at the room, and you're in there with number motherfucking 1, rat smoker. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you talking about the people would be like, bro, what? Like, who is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was ranked for probably about 2 months, ranked number 1 in Call of Duty and Search and Destroy.
Even if you're top 500.
Oh my God! I mean,
Like,
you just even those, you don't see that at all.
You don't see that. I was ranked top 1,000. Like,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't remember my rank, but I was ranked that in Team Deathmatch.
It actually got to the point where I sold that account because what happened was the next Call of Duty came out. So this is World at War. The next one came out. And then I started to. I mean, I was still playing the older one, but not as much. But the rank. I mean, it's still my account, so the rank is still there. So because people had slowly started getting off of it, no one was getting better. So my rank just stayed in that area. So I think it was like rank 3, and then I ended up selling the account. So I sold the account. I think
for like
I think it was like $500, right? I sold it for like $500 to this company that turned it into they were a skate shop or something, and they just started advertising on Call of Duty in their bio, but they paid me for it. So
interesting technique.
It is. Now, granted, now it's not going to work because the dynamics are so different. You can't see the rank. You can't see any of that anymore.
You can't see rank?
Not in a room. You can just look at like the person individually. They may have to be your friend. It doesn't work the way that it used to. This is why KD doesn't matter anymore. Nobody can see it,
bro. It's really
nobody can see your KD. You can't even see KD in the game.
That's insane.
You can't see your deaths.
That's insane.
Right. You see all the other statistics and you see kills, but you don't see deaths until the end of the match.
Bro, that's insane.
So you can't look and be like, "Oh man, I'm 5 and 10. I'm getting smoked."
Wow. So they just ruined the best part of the game.
That's the point of the game. Is so I know, okay, I'm not doing well. Let me adjust.
Bro,
let me slow down. Let me, you know what I'm saying?
This participation trophy stuff has gone too far.
It's bullshit.
This is too far.
Man, what do you think about that? Like imagine if you were playing a Smash tournament and you can't see the stock. You just know you gotta. Oh, I killed him 3 times. Or I killed him once.
There's not an option to turn it on.
No, this is standard. You can't see your deaths, which means you can't see your KD, which means you don't know how well you're actually doing.
And let's say it's not a standard. What do you guys do? 2, 3 stock?
3 stock.
Let's say it's like 9 stock or something weird. You know what I'm saying? Let's say it's just way more.
So you know how many kills you have, but you don't know how many times you've died.
I mean, that would just make it a different game for Smash.
I mean, I know it's a different. I know I definitely understand it's a different. It's similar principle, but
it's bro. Like what is it? It's the same reason why they got rid of the like button or the dislike button on YouTube.
yeah.
They don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
This is
You guys are bullying.
This is the problem. We are building a society that panders to the victim mentality. It's basically it makes everyone so soft that you can't even have real conversation because it might hurt someone's feelings.
Yeah.
There's an Instagrammer. I don't know him. I'm subscribed to him. He makes cool videos. He's a chef. Y'all know chefs are usually cool people. You know what I'm saying? Chefs are some of the coolest people. So I have literally nothing bad to say about this dude. I don't know him. But I saw on his Instagram his pronouns. Him, his, whatever. I don't know. He.
You got them on there?
And I was like.
Is he a vegan chef?
Yeah.
And he got them on there?
Like, bruh, how is this leaching into everything? I be so disappointed when I see that.
Me too.
Like they do it for Smash tournaments now. Like I'll be watching a Smash stream.
Do they have to?
I'm not sure if they have to, but because there will be some where it doesn't say anything, but then there'll be some where majority would say him / he and
his,
whatever. And also in the Smash community, there's a lot of mysterious genders out there or whatever the hell.
Alternative
So
genders.
do you think that at least in that community it makes sense because of the variables?
No, I mean for whatever they believe.
Right. I'm just saying. Take us out of it for what they believe.
I don't believe what they believe, so I can't put my mind in that. I think it's stupid.
We're going too far. You're talking. First of all, I understand. I understand the pronoun thing. Okay, let's just pretend I get it. Okay, I understand it.
I ain't even know what the fuck a pronoun
Why do we
was,
have
honestly.
to? Why do we have to? No, you skip that.
If we
You skip that part in English.
Like it was an adjective, pronoun, verb.
Hey,
like, I know it when I know it, but I don't like.
You
I
right.
can't attach this definition to the meaning, but I know what it is.
Most people probably are the same way.
Right. So my thing is okay. You go so far. Like if your pronoun is he. We can't even assume that it's he, him, his. You actually have to say he, him, his. Why can't I just be he? Then we know that the rest are all going to.
You know what I mean?
Or how about this?
Just male, female.
How about
Right.
if you?
How about that?
How about
those two fucking symbols? The two symbols, male and female. How about that? Simple. Fucking simple.
How about this? What if you only put them if you then identify as something that we should know?
That would be wonderful, right?
Right?
Question mark.
Like if no, that's not no.
Pronouns question mark.
So I'm saying like if I'm go into like because I have clients come into their meeting and in their Zoom they have their pronouns, right? It's like bro, like and they're all and 99% of the time, actually 100% for me. They always say what I believe that they should say, right? They always are he, him, he, him, she, her.
So confusing,
right? But what about we just do this?
I really hate this.
If you have normal pronouns, if you're just a
What's normal?
I don't think I can.
What's normal pronouns?
I don't think I
Steven?
can say this without being offensive.
Hey, I don't care.
Nah, I can't. Nah. No, because then it's gonna be a real.
The 1%ers will come and get
Right,
you.
then 1% are loud too. Okay, fuck it.
I'm gonna start calling them the 1%ers, bro.
So how about this? If you are normal and you follow society and gender standards, oh my god, how about you don't put any pronouns and we just know because we are all We're all
because
on the
because 10 years ago, well, no, it's like 5
10
years ago.
like 3, 4, yeah. Like maybe
mean,
5.
well, you got to consider it's grown, right? So
has it?
Because
I feel like
Jordan
it's coming out of
Peterson has been
nowhere.
Jordan Peterson has been fighting against this for years before I heard about it.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, like, give it a little cushion.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was. 10 years ago, that's what it was. Literally, this conversation didn't exist 10
Like,
years
bro,
ago.
I can respect that and not have to join in. Like, if we understand at this point in time in the game, we understand the whole pronoun thing, unless I'm not saying I understand it, but I'm saying I understand it. I get what they're doing. I get the reasoning behind it.
You get the reasoning?
You get the deeper meaning.
No. I get what you're saying, right? You get it, the pronoun.
Like,
but you understand the reasoning?
I understand what they are attempting to do when they're saying these are my pronouns.
What are they attempting to do, Stephen?
They want you to visualize them as something that they tell you to visualize them as, not what they are. That's not what they say that they want, but that's what they're doing. That's what I'm saying when I say I understand.
Is that what it is? That's super delusional.
Think about it. What else is it?
I don't know, bro. They're delusional.
Okay, so if you don't have anything else, then my answer is right now the king.
It's like when you dethrone it. It's like when you see a woman's profile and she's clearly overweight, but she says slim. I mean, I don't know what. Like, it's literally the same thing.
Correct. I don't want you to see me
Or
as I actually
average.
am. I want you to see me as the way that I think that I am. Which is like, bro, that's not the way the world works. I have perception. I have eyes. I have my own history.
As observable reality. They're trying to condition us to throw away our observable reality. I refuse.
Like I was on Instagram last night, and then I don't know how I got into this. I got into this loop of like just like women, and they were on their weight loss journeys, and there's these influencers, and like this one influencer, she it was just like, you know, her whole profile is like, she's got like 200,000 followers. Her whole profile is, I help women lose weight, get toned, and be their best version of themselves. And everything in her profile is, I can help you lose weight. I can help you lose weight. I can help you lose weight. Right. And then in the actual, in one of the reel that I first saw that led me to her channel was she was doing like crunches or something, or on some machine, and it paused. And then there was like arrows that pointed at her stomach because she had like little rolls, and then like her like fupa area. And then it was like, it paused, and it was like, you know, can we just normalize obesity and understand that these things are just going to happen? And it was just like, why would we normalize obesity? Like, and not just that, right? Because I understand body positivity, especially me being in the wellness field. Like, I understand. When I say I understand,
Okay.
I get what they are trying to say, right? But when we normalize obesity and we say this is okay, this then perpetuates obesity, right? And it's just like, why would you even say that if on your channel you are all about helping women lose weight and get fit and get in shape?
Just pandering.
It's just like, well, if you're doing that, why are you then pointing out roles on yourself and saying, let's normalize this? Like, I'm not saying Steven is not in the greatest shape, right? And I'm a wellness coach, right? But I'm working on it. But I'm not sitting there saying, let's just normalize being overweight. That means that we don't like, so what, we're not going to work on it because it's just normal? It's already normal. The majority of our society is overweight.
Over 50% of people are overweight.
Did you know that you have a better chance of becoming a millionaire in the world? Why do your eyes just flutter like that? You have a better chance of becoming a millionaire than you have of getting a six-pack right now.
Shit.
I said,
Mel,
you're not. Mel has six packs.
It's a statistical.
It's statistical. Okay. So what that means is there are more people that are millionaires. You have a better ability to become a millionaire, and we all know how hard it is to become a millionaire. You have a better chance at becoming a millionaire than you do at having a six-pack.
Becoming a millionaire is not that hard.
I mean,
it definitely is hard.
What do you mean? Yes, it does, Chris. Yes, it does. It is.
I don't know. I guess I'm
not talking about Chris. I'm talking about
not just me, but I'm just okay.
It is. If it weren't hard, everyone would be a millionaire, or a lot of people would.
I'm not saying that it's not hard, right? I'm just saying when you think about the amount of effort that it takes to become a millionaire versus having a six-pack, it's vastly different. It's much more effort to get a six pack?
I would
Okay,
I would disagree.
Let me make this make very simple sense to you. If I could outline ABC how to get a six pack and ABC how to become a millionaire, you could become a millionaire with less effort.
Okay, here's the thing is, what is our starting point? Are you starting from the stance of, well, I'm 400 pounds?
No, we can't play that game. I'm just saying. I mean, well, you just got to start with the average.
Well, that's
if you take the average person.
Well, the average American is overweight.
Okay,
so there's a lot of effort that has to go into that. You got to lose the fat to get to 14 to 17% at minimum for men, right? And so not only do you have to lose the fat, you have to then build the muscle. I mean,
correct. And there's one thing that you can't really tweak as much, and it's time. You can't get abs in a day. You can become a millionaire overnight.
I mean,
you can.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I can't disagree with that. Now you might not
be able to maintain it. What I'm not saying is you're going to be a millionaire, and every month you're going to make $1 million a month over, and you're going to be driving Lambos. No, I'm just saying as far as like making $1 million and becoming a millionaire is less work than it is to get a six pack. I'm agreeing with what the stat is.
No, that it's not about you agreeing with it. It's I feel like it minimizes the impact of the statistic.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you're going to get a six pack before you get your million, but you probably get your million first.
I rebuke you, Satan.
I don't know why you would want to rebuke that, but okay.
Because I want the six pack too.
Okay, but which one would you want first?
Oh shit, that's hard.
Really?
You got to understand where I'm coming from.
But there's a certain amount of time that you're gonna have to put in, right? You might be a year away from your six pack.
Okay, okay. If I had to choose first, I'd take the million because I know I'm gonna get the six pack.
I'm not saying it's either or. I'm just talking about timelines.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
If I wanted to make $1 million this year, I could do it. Now, okay, granted, you could say, okay, Chris, but you know how to do it. Okay, cool, I get that. I do.
Well, it wasn't that it was harder. It's statistically, you have a higher. You done mess me all up with your mental gymnastics. Now, what did I say? You have a better chance of getting becoming a millionaire than you do of getting having a six pack in America.
Yeah, it's like, your chance of getting hit by lightning is better than winning the lottery.
I mean, they're both.
That statistic. These are both. That's like random.
Yeah, but what are your chances of being chased by a black cat?
I mean, if you have high vibrational energy.
When you're attracting animals and birds and.
Mel, haven't you always animals have followed you or something? Hasn't that always been a thing? Yeah. So what's different? You're not used to it by now? You don't just talk to him? Hey,
he's not doing? Outside as much.
Oh, you be in the house. We be in the crib.
I be chilling.
You be in the crib.
When you don't go outside no more, you ain't gotta worry about him.
Hey man.
No. Actually, there's one that lives pretty close to you, isn't it?
Actually, yes. Yeah. Actually, yes.
So it's still they still messing with you.
It's like Jumanji, man.
You don't barely go outside. When you do, the animals still pop up.
They just they see rainbows and shit when they see me, man. Maybe they just see a holistic person, man. I don't know, man. Hey, did y'all know that they are, I guess to pivot from your $1 million question or whatever, but they are harvesting.
Oh, geez, that word don't sound good.
Harvesting organs from prisoners.
Yep. See, what?
Yeah, it's a new thing that they're doing where they're giving prisoners they can harvest their organs basically to lessen their time.
Reduce sentence for.
What are they doing with the organs? Wait,
what are they doing with the organs?
Obviously, they're going to give it to.
They're going to the 1%ers.
Yeah,
bruh.
And so but the thing is
shit better be significant.
They get a year off.
Oh no!
And it's for each.
Organ?
Each organ you get.
Oh my God!
Wait a minute.
Mel, so you're gonna
there's no way.
You're gonna come out like I'm out. I'm dead.
A year. A year.
The only way that even makes sense is if you only have a year left.
If you've already.
No, I'm just saying. Like, let's say you've been in for 5 years and you got a 6-year sentence, and then you're just ready. And
what
you're
organ
like,
what organ am I gonna lose? understanding I don't lose anything.
Let me see if I can find the article.
Right? What organ would, if you have to, what would you give up?
It has to be a kidney, something that you have two of.
What about 50% of your liver because you can regrow that?
I was going to say you might be able to do the liver. I don't know if they do that with the liver yeah, they do that with the liver.
A lung?
No, that's bad, bro. You can't.
They're all bad.
Well, here's the thing.
What about a testicle? What about a testicle?
Me?
For
Are
one,
you asking me?
For 1 year, that ain't worth it.
A testicle, you can still have children. So that would actually be probably a good option, but I don't know if people really do
that's not an organ,
transplants.
Though. Is that considered? That's
it's
not
just general, yeah.
I don't. 1 year?
Spleen, gallbladder, these are things that people have removed. And
these are elimination organs. These are all bad.
They're all bad.
1 year. If you said 10 years,
right?
I could say
now that okay. That makes
if you had a 20-year sentence, you're 10 years in, right? And 20 years. That's a grip. You're 10 years in. They come to you and say, "Hey, man, listen. We got the warden's son needs a kidney. You match. You know what I'm saying? We want to run your numbers, yada yada yada. If they come out good, you give us one of your kidneys, right? We'll send you to a hospital. We ain't gonna do it here in the jail.
They say it's only to family members.
So they can give a organ to a family member.
It's only to family members, as they say.
No. This is a slippery slope.
What's the point? Yeah, because
it's a slippery
because
slope.
here's what they say.
Yeah.
They say it's a family, but then what's considered family?
Exactly.
They take the organ from we took his organ. All of a sudden he passed away, but we were giving it to his family member. Like, nah, bro.
No, it's a slippery slope.
But okay.
What organ would you donate?
Jesus, this is.
Like, is there a particular? Do you think there's a particular part of our body that we don't need?
No.
Everything is.
We need all of it.
Yeah,
we need all of it. I mean, God, it has to be an organ, like because we were talking about the testicles. I give you one of them.
What about tonsils?
I mean, that's not an organ, but
I don't know. They're glands. I don't know if I don't think they do transplants. But the tonsils had to have been special because they were taking people's tonsils. Well, so they were doing something with their tonsils.
Well, they secrete digestive fluid. So there's I'm
just saying they were taking people's tonsils out, so they were doing something with the tonsils.
Oh, there's probably some sort of like adrenochrome or something.
Maybe.
There's something in them that that's important.
See, what people don't understand is your body is a rich resource.
Probably part of the lymph system.
People don't know that there's gold, actual gold in your body, right? There's actual precious metal in your body. So and I mean, we really we don't know this stuff because we're not taught. They're not going to teach us. But all these organs getting removed from people, trust me when I tell you, they're not just going to waste.
They're part of the lymphatic system. I said digestive system. I was incorrect. There's salivary glands that are part of the digestive system.
The tonsils?
The tonsils are part of the lymphatic system.
Most people that I know that have had their tonsils out get sick pretty regularly.
Yeah. They're a very well. Think about it. We put into our mouth and then
a filter.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
So the lymphatic system helps to remove and move stuff around the body, waste. So if you're taking like those nodes out, right? You got them all over the place. This is why people get their under their arms. Mm-hmm. They'll have like their lymphatic
and their pelvis,
nodes,
their pelvis bone area.
They have these issues. There's blockages. There's backups. So
I used to have them.
I used to get them under my arm all the time, like these big like knots, and I'm like, bro, what is it? They would hurt.
Yeah.
The lymphatic system,
and then they would go away.
And
you're like, bro, did she give me something? No.
You would think that.
I had mine were like my pelvis, like the between your leg and the pelvis.
Oh yeah, I've gotten them there too.
Yeah, trying to think if I got them anywhere else, but I don't know.
I never had them. I never had them here.
I dated a girl.
I have no idea what y'all talking about.
Maybe you have great lymphatic movement, or maybe not. Just because. What part is confusing you?
These sores y'all talking about.
A sore?
Whatever y'all said y'all had on your
they're lymph nodes. You never had people say
it's
that
a swollen. it's like imagine if you've ever had like a big pimple but it's under the skin and it's swollen and it's under the skin.
Well,
Kinda
if
like
you have
that.
them in certain areas, they're your lymph nodes, which they're basically hubs for lymph to go into, and they'll basically they can pick up this toxic fluid. They flow through them, and then when they get backed up, they swell. Right. So if you have swollen tonsils, it's inflammation of the lymphatic system, which means you're toxic. You need to detox, which we know now, but we didn't know this then. So what happens is that you're constantly eating. So when people get their tonsils removed, they're constantly eating. And what's making them sick is 99% the food. So then what they do is, instead of then changing their diet and then healing the actual and flushing the lymphatic system, the doctors just remove the freaking nodes, which then makes the lymphatic system even more susceptible to disease. And then this is why they continue to have more problems.
That should be illegal.
Let me make it make sense for everybody. Imagine that you have a car, the check engine light comes on, the mechanic diagnoses the car, finds out, oh, you have a leak in your coolant system. Instead of repairing the leak, they just take the coolant system out.
That's correct.
That's literally what they're doing.
And then turn the light off.
They'd be like, all right, we good.
Yeah.
Let's keep it moving.
Fix the problem.
I mean,
Now
that's
just run on
a
oil.
very good way
That's
to
exactly
make
what
that
it
make
is.
sense.
Well, maybe some of the ladies probably won't understand. Shout out to the ladies that watch our
That's
podcast.
sexist.
Well,
Yeah, tell him, Chris. Call him out.
most women don't know about
That's
this
true.
stuff.
That's
And
true.
and that's misogynist.
Oh shit.
Do you want to keep going?
It is what it is.
I mean, it's just the truth. It ain't sexist or misogynist.
No,
it's the truth.
it's just an observable reality, and this is the problem that we are not allowed to speak on observable reality.
You're
anymore.
bullying them.
Like just like if we were a panel full of women and we were talking about makeup,
That's fine.
the male audience would be like, I have no idea what they're talking about.
Correct.
Get your concealer. You're gonna put your foundation on, and then you want to.
Because if you were to tell me concealer, foundation, and all these other terminologies,
I don't even know.
Because when I was with my ex-girlfriend back in the day,
Which one?
Yeah, you've had.
I mean, where are you? Which,
doesn't
my
matter.
ex.
It
My
do- it
ex.
doesn't matter.
If I say my ex,
She's not relevant.
y'all know which
she's
one.
not relevant. The
Okay.
story can continue without
All right.
her acknowledgement.
All right, that's fine.
But I was in a relationship with a woman that I was with back in the day. And we did like a makeup tutorial thing.
I'm sorry. What?
And like we recorded me doing her makeup. Like doing her little thing. And then they was asked, I didn't know which was. She didn't give me any instruction.
Oh, this is part of it though. This is part of okay.
She didn't give me any instruction. I was just supposed to do my thizzle and make it look good. And I was like,
You were confident, weren't you?
oh, a little bit. I mean, not really. You know what I mean? I didn't do good. But
Oh,
I know that like foundation goes on first because the foundation, right?
Does
Maybe?
it?
Or
because
shit.
if I'm thinking a concealer.
But isn't
Wouldn't
what's
the
the
conceal-
foundation for?
bro,
You conceal first, right? You have spots,
you're
and
supposed
then
to-
you put the
first
foundation.
you're supposed to wash your face, right?
Oh my God, we are all out of whack.
They wash their face first.
I'm just saying.
Don't
No,
you
you-
open your pores?
You gotta just use the little wipe. You don't wash it. Just use the wipes.
Don't you
Aren't
open your
You're
pores?
supposed to wash your face. And
Oh, you
then-
did the tutorial.
No, I'm saying it would make sense to wash your face.
No, because it opens your pores and all the chemicals just leach right in.
but
That
they're
doesn't
gonna
sound
be on
smart.
there when the chemicals are on there anyway.
Bruh,
I'm just saying.
if they cared about chemicals in their face,
Yeah.
I mean, you watch the layers. I mean, the amount of. I mean, to me, I see it as in my perception, and I'm just like, bro, your skin hates you. Like it can't breathe at all, and all of that stuff. Our skin absorbs everything.
I see. It makes me hot when I
Just watching it.
just looking. It makes me hot.
I can't watch
Man,
them.
It have to be hot.
Like the amount of oh no, it's lightweight. What? No, you no. If I put on regular lotion, like which
I don't
I
even
mean,
wear lotion anymore.
right? I'm saying like
Right, regular lotion.
But I'm saying like if I travel and like I don't have any because I take Shell's body butter. You know what I'm saying? But if I don't have any and I just like let me get some lotion from the bathroom. Like literally, I can feel it.
Yeah,
It feels thick.
Yeah,
thick,
it
it's
closes
sticky.
your pores. Like I feel like I'm in a bubble, and the heat is just like you go outside and then all of a sudden you feel it. And I know people have felt that before. Like it's not just a me thing, but that's your skin suffocating. Your skin absorbs everything. right? It's your third kidney. So if you already have both your other kidneys ain't doing too well, and then you suffer, and your third one is all swolled up, you know what I'm saying? You have all these issues, then you're gonna have a lot of problems. So
That's why old girl died from having that body paint.
exactly.
It was what they do, like gold body paint.
Yeah. Was it the woman from
Gold
Austin
paint?
Powers
Austin
or
Gold paint.
007, something like that?
It was either that or it was something before that.
It was something in that vein.
Something that they did after that, they left a patch of skin not covered because of the incident.
Yeah.
But people, that right there, not only should everyone be aware of that, it should have been studied, and curriculum in the school system should have been altered based on that person dying. So like in real reality, when you have incidents like this, so let's look at how the code is updated for electricians. Anytime someone dies because of something, when it comes to electrical, it could. So if you think about 70 years ago, you didn't have ground plugs. It was just two plugs. It was just two prongs. You put it in, right?
Yeah.
Everything has three prongs now. Why? Because someone died because the system wasn't grounded and they got electrocuted. So then they updated the code. Hey, keep people from dying from that. Let's update the code. Now it's three prongs.
That's what that is?
Yes.
Okay.
Right? So that's just the basic way that it works, which is smart because guess what? Even though electricity is extremely volatile and extremely dangerous when not handled properly, now people don't die from it like that anymore. It was super common for house fires to happen.
That's why they started doing all the stuff for kids and everything, but now it's not as big of a deal.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So like plugs, like they put the little plastic plugs.
Oh,
over
the
thing.
tamper-proof.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying that they don't do that. So they do, but I'm saying that's part of the reason.
Yes, because
they get their finger in between the middle of that.
Well, it's not a finger. It's usually a fork or something. It's usually a device, something.
Okay.
But yeah, that can happen too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that can happen.
Have you ever put a fork in there?
Bruh.
No, Mel.
Oh.
Have you?
No. I was just asking. I've never done it.
So anyway, the point is that someone dies.
I don't think I have.
Someone dies or gets severely injured. The code updates to keep that from happening again. Right? Why do we not do this when it comes to the medical industry? When people die, what do we? Oh, it's an anomaly, or
because you're taking away their money.
It's just like, bro, if y'all can't see this doesn't make sense. Oh, this thing we do, like 30% of people die, but you got a 70% chance.
I mean, this is coming from a country where they sell cigarettes where it tells you, hey, if you smoke me, I will give you cancer. And people do it anyway, and they still sell it.
I know. I'm just saying, bringing awareness.
The thing is, I think we are hyper conscious of our bodies.
You're talking about us?
Yes.
Okay.
Us as the
three of us.
application of knowledge. Like, we are more in tune with our body, because I was having a conversation with someone and they were asking me, how do I get protein, since I don't, eat.
Oh my God.
And how do I get protein and,
they were asking you, how do you get protein?
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's like, how do you get protein? I said, I don't even think about that. I said, honestly, I do not think about any of that. I just listen to what my body says. Like, I put things in my body that it wants, and if it doesn't want it, it'll give me a reaction and lets me know that I should not be putting this in my body.
You get plenty of protein.
Well,
brother.
let's make this make sense for everybody, because so then obviously you are not going out of your way to put protein in your body, which means no protein shakes. You're obviously not eating meat. You're not doing any of the traditional things. You're not taking a supplement for protein. You literally just eat fruits and vegetables, and somehow you're able to build muscle and have an athletic physique.
A six-pack, which most of the country can't get, even with all the protein.
Right.
So
the point is, what is protein? I want Mark Walsh to do a documentary and ask people, what is protein?
Protein is just used. How do you build muscles? Building block of life. It's proteins. Protein. What you mean? You don't know what protein is? Do you? like people think that this is such an annoying. I get this question all the time.
You still get it.
Bruh. The more that I lose weight, the more that what
You're
all
getting new exposure. That's
yeah,
why.
that's what it is. That all the time. Hey, so how do you get protein, bro? What bro? This myth about protein that we need this and da da da. No, you don't need protein. You need amino acids, right? So, for example, it is there. I know, right? If you do a workout. And after your workout, and the funny thing is, this is going to make sense because Mel, you do this. I don't know if you do it or if it even makes sense, but you'll see. But after a workout, the best thing that you can do after your workout is to eat pineapple. Pineapple has a ton of amino acids, and it has the enzymes, right? Natural enzymes that help to then, number one, break down the pineapple as well as deliver the amino acids to the body very quickly. So you have pineapple all the time. So one of the best things you can have is pineapple, because your body doesn't have to go through the process of actually breaking down the protein in order for then it to actually be absorbed. Because people don't realize protein. Your body can't use protein. If you didn't know that, your body cannot use protein. What it does is it breaks down the protein. I'm talking to the people. I know y'all know this. It breaks down the protein into amino acids so that way it can be used, right? So what you're doing is so this is also why you'll see that your metabolism increases, right? When you eat a lot of protein, right? And the reason for that, your thermogenics increase. I'm going to say it again. The reason for that is because your body is now having to then work harder for it to then break this food down so it can actually get what it wants, right? So that's a benefit if you want to look at it that way, right? But here's the problem. Here's the piece that we don't really, the piece that we don't look at. And in 10 years, this is really going to show more than ever. Most people have congested elimination pathways, which means they're not excreting well, they're not sweating, their lymph system isn't moving, their digestive tract is slow, they have slow motility. These are all elimination pathways, right? So they have slow or bad elimination. So what happens is when they eat all this protein, yes, they get those benefits because they're going to feel more satiated. Their metabolism is going to increase, right? They're going to feel more full. And that's because the body has to do these things to break down the protein. One of the worst things that actually happens is now, after it's taken out all the amino acids, it has a lot of waste. There's a lot of waste that is now created from that protein. Now, what happens is it goes into your intestines, where you have 20 feet of intestines plus the large colon, and it goes in there. And most of us have digestive problems, right? And most of us have constipation issues, which you can even have constipation issues even if you're pooping every day. You still can be constipated, because people think, oh, I poop every day. No, you're still constipated, right? You go get a colonic, you go get all these things done, and guess what? You're going to see that you've been constipated. So then what happens is you have all this stuff that then, it clogs the intestines, it clogs all the walls, right, in the intestines, and then you're not able to then absorb the nutrition from the food that you're eating. So then when you do eat your salads and your greens and your fruits and your vegetables, you're not absorbing them anyway, which is then going to then lead you to having more digestive issues. It's going to lead to chronic inflammation, autoimmune diseases. It's going to lead to all these other issues, because the protein that you're eating is not being eliminated. It's causing all the slime to go on the interior in the lining of your intestinal walls, right? And then you think, oh, well, I'm healthy because I'm fit and I look good. Well, yeah, protein is going to do that because the body has to break it down even harder. But then there's blowback from all that. And this is where you get issues with heart disease. This is where you get issues with autoimmune disease. There's all these other diseases, all this built up of acid and inflammation that we get. And a lot of that is starting to show because of the excess amount of protein. There are more in Africa. You can see this very clearly because I just researched. I'm studying it. But if you look at Africa and you look at the smallest BMI, the lowest people with the BMI also have the lowest protein intake. Right. And then, of course, the people that have the higher BMIs are in North Africa, which are closer to more civilized or European countries. Right. Which they eat, like us, high amounts of protein. Now, there's a lot of things that go into this, but this craze of protein, it's crazy, and it's not, and it's a myth. and there's going to be a lot of people that are suffering. We're already suffering from it. There's so many protein diets that have come about, and Atkins, and there's a bunch of them. High protein diets. If high protein diets worked, they started in the I think in the 1940s or 1916, something like maybe 1960. when they originally started, if they worked, and we still remember them today, then America wouldn't be obese. Mm-hmm. But they don't work. Mm-hmm. And then also when high protein diets started, we saw a very large spike in disease. Mm-hmm. Right? So there's correlations here. All we're doing is we're just repackaging the same bullshit that we've been taught. The same stuff about protein that we've been taught years and years ago. We're just repackaging it, calling it keto, calling it all this nonsense. It doesn't work. And not only does it not work, let me say, it will produce certain results.
It's going to give you the aesthetic.
It will give you the aesthetic. But this is why we're now seeing, there's part of the reason, right? What you're going to see bodybuilders getting injured.
It's happening.
There's a lot of problems that are happening, and this is part of that.
But you don't hear about that, right? Because
it's not the narrative.
You see Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is literally, in our mind, probably the superhero, action hero of the decade. He's the bodybuilder poster boy. And then he's talking about eating more vegetables and going vegan and stuff.
Right.
Along with a lot of his other people that would have been in that arena at that time are like going vegan now. Even
why
even boxers and people, what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Why? Because now they had a stroke, or they had heart disease, or like their body is breaking down now that they're in their late 50s and 60s, and they're like, okay, I got to make a change.
I wonder when The Rock is gonna make a change.
Well, he's still fairly young, but I'm sure. First of all, bro, the dude is massive. Okay, he's an abnormal size for a human being. So whether you're obese or if it's muscle, it doesn't matter. It's going to start breaking down.
Oh yeah,
and we only see The Rock happy, healthy, and everything. Do you have any idea what it takes to move that man? I guarantee you, he has an entire regiment of he just worked out, now he's got to go ice, and now he's got to go stretch, and now he's got to go. You don't see all that because even professional athletes do it.
Yep.
He's definitely doing it. But you don't see all that. You just see his muscles, and he's tall, and he looks down on you.
And then you promote it. Like, yeah, this is I'm going to do The Rock's meal plan for a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they eat all this food, and it's like, well, I don't know how you do it. He's got the same intestines as you.
Right.
He's struggling.
How many pancakes did they say he ate?
I don't freaking like
20-something.
10 or something. I don't even know. No, was it pancakes or what? I don't know.
He probably eats more than Shaq, and Shaq's physically a bigger human being. So it can make a little bit more sense because he's just so big. He's a mini giant.
It's crazy, dude. Like, and it's if we just look at what's around. I mean, you look at the people that these influencers and stuff that are just putting themselves out there. Just everything is protein. And it's just like, to us, it's obvious. Like, anything that they're pushing, you need to do the opposite of. And it's just like, it's so clear. It's just really a quick Google search. Like, the body doesn't use protein. It only can use the amino acids. So why would you just not take if you're going to take a supplement, just take an amino acid supplement. If you're going to do that. Right?
A lie told 1,000 times. There was an agenda for somebody. I don't know. Who cares?
From the meat industry. Yeah. You gotta, like we don't even, it's so crazy to me. Just like the animals are eating plants. This is where they get their protein. And then you're eating the animals. So not only are you not getting the amino acids in the form that you should, you're getting it secondary. Like, I made a post about this just recently. It was just like, if you ask a drug dealer, if he would have, Mel, let's say you're a drug dealer, okay? And let's say that.
He's pissed. Why you got to make me the drug dealer?
Because you're from the hood.
Wow.
Well, come on, man. Just
Ha ha ha.
Mel, just imagine in an alternate world, you're a drug dealer.
Just in the alternate world.
Okay, you need some drugs?
I don't.
Would you like some drugs, sir?
But let's just say that you are, right? And I come to you and I was like, hey man, I got this work, you know what I'm saying? And you have two products, okay? One of them is going to be the cheaper product. It's actually going to be cheaper. But it's also 100% pure, right? But it's cheaper. The other product is going to be double the price, and it's already been cut with baby laxative. And there's the potential that there may be something else in it. We're not 100% sure, but it's already been cut, right? Which one are you going to pick? The pure product is cheaper. The one that's already been cut is actually more expensive. As a drug dealer, which one are you going to pick?
The pure one.
The pure one, right? So then why is it that when I almost ate the mic. So why is it that when we talk about protein, right? Why is it that we choose to eat the animal, which you're getting secondary protein, which really the amino acids.
You didn't need to go into drug talk.
It's not for you. It was for the audience.
It's not. Thank you.
Okay.
It's about getting a pure product, right? It's not necessarily.
So you want that cocaina? You don't.
I want it from over the border. I want Colombia.
Colombia.
Yeah, I want to go over there when it's done. You know what I'm saying? Right before they package it up, let me go ahead and get mine off top right here before you go ahead and do anything else, right? So most drug addicts are used to getting things that are already cut. It's already cut up, yada yada yada. This is what our protein is. It's already cut. It's what we're used to. It's what they sell. But what I'm telling people is that you don't need to do that. You can get your fix straight. It can come from your fruits. It can come from your vegetables. And not only is it going to provide you with more energy, it's going to eliminate better. It's going to help cleanse the colon. It's going to help cleanse the digestive system. And you're going to be able to build more lean muscle, more flexible muscle with more mobility. And you're going to feel better when you do it. You're not going to have all this extra.
You just said something super important.
I know. This is my handoff to you.
Oh, was it? That lean muscle, that supple muscle, that the muscle, the functional muscle.
There you go. Not this.
Hey,
bro,
man.
Hey,
like,
open the door for me, man.
Like what's one of the things you do to bodybuilders? You put a Post-it note on the middle of their back. They can't get to it. They're like gorillas. And it's like, bro, this is unnatural. This doesn't make sense. It's the same as you see those pit bulls, bully pit bulls, and them cows. Bro, they got these cows looking like freaking gorillas and stuff. Like, you could see that and be like, bro, something ain't right with this cow, bro.
Right.
Like, something is not right. These people are too big. It's not functional. And from the standpoint of, like, a warrior or, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about, like, for real, like warriors for real. We're not talking MMA. We're talking like
Goku, Vegeta.
Right. You can go that level 1 super. What is it? Level
Piccolo.
What was it? Piccolo green, Piccolo gray,
orange
Piccolo.
Orange.
What's the form? Ascended Saiyan. Is that what it is?
I don't know what you're talking
The
about.
bulky one, the bad
Ultra
one.
Saiyan.
Ultra. There it is. Not Ascended. Yeah, you don't want that form.
Yeah, it's not usable.
Goku taught us everything we need to know.
This is what John found years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This is why Mel is built the way he's built. Mm-hmm. This is the reason why.
Slim thick.
You on some other.
Bro.
I know it's Valentine's Day, but you need to calm your urges, brother.
What, man? That wasn't an urge?
Bro, don't you?
You need to watch what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, slim thick.
What you mean? I'm saying you know what I mean? You got that you got the 6-pack, man. You know what I'm saying?
So the point is, do you want to look do you want to look big? Do you want to look strong, or do you want to be strong?
I used to want to be like super, super big, but
And where did that come from?
TV.
Easily. I mean,
Movies, action figures, Superman, like.
I don't know. I could say all those played a part. Definitely some kind of, I don't know. But Bruce Lee's always been my inspiration. And
He's a slim dude.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee did not go down the route of getting bulky and eating protein.
Nah.
I wonder what was Bruce Lee's diet like? Do you know?
I mean, whatever they ate in China.
That's not the answer I want.
I can give you a few guesses.
What?
I want to know, based on your
racist.
research and your love for Bruce Lee and his work, I want to know, what have you gathered? No one ever asked him what he ate?
I've never heard this question.
I know, I haven't either. That's why I'm asking Mel. He's the foremost on Bruce Lee.
It's okay. I support you.
No,
Okay.
I don't think they've ever. They've only ever talked about his.
That's
Bruce
insane.
Lee, he liked beef and oyster sauce, shrimp, chicken, vegetables, rice, and noodles. But on whole, he was not a fan of sugar or refined carbohydrates such as bread, cakes, biscuits, as they are empty calories and do nothing for the human body, according to the art of expressing the human body. So he ate, of course, I mean, as normal people would eat meat. Which here's the thing, in a low level, take this with a grain of salt, right? If someone wants to eat meat, go for it. But as long as they prioritize their fruits, their vegetables, things like that. He's eating is whole foods.
Yeah.
But then he also, what did he die of?
He got shot.
Oh, did he?
Well,
It was heart disease.
they
wasn't
say,
it?
man,
Like
they
I thought he died of
Chinese. Yeah, the Chinese
the
mafia got
Yakuza.
him.
oh, for real?
Yeah, because he was giving away some of the martial arts secrets to Americans.
Fucking haters.
So they killed him.
I
and
thought
his
he
entire
died of
family.
an illness.
No, he didn't kill his whole family. Or are they killing
They killed
him?
him. They killed his son. There's no other
What?
lineage.
Damn.
No,
his
no,
lineage.
that's not right. Oh, his lineage. Because his daughter, he has a daughter, doesn't he?
Well, they don't need to kill
I
her.
know of.
That's not lineage. Well, I mean, well, I guess.
They didn't kill them all at the same time, though.
Not at the same
They
time,
spaced
but,
it out.
But they killed him. They killed Brandon Lee. But it's a y'all haven't heard about this?
I mean,
don't-
I've
I've
heard
never-
about it.
yeah, you know of how like they say he died of a heart thing or whatever.
Oh,
heart
so I
disease.
heard the narrative, but
Goku.
you know the
Heart
the-
virus.
You know the real.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
they
that's-
say
that's common,
they
though.
killed him because just like you wouldn't say that Michael Jackson died, you know, whatever the media is saying.
What, heart failure?
Yeah, he died.
I don't know what they said.
I don't know. either.
Everybody knows the doctor killed him. Like,
Exactly. You know, it's just like when you think about people that are in the, just like you think about Malcolm X, you think about JFK, there's always an underlining of why they were, assassinated or killed. You know, there's always an underlining. So I just don't believe that message. But when
I
it came to
agree.
Bruce Lee, yeah,
That's Saudi.
he rocked out with it. Make sure y'all subscribe. Free to Andrew Tate brothers, not Andrew Tate brothers, but free
that-
to
no,
Tate
you
Free
said
brothers.
it.
free the Tates.
You know what it is.
Free to
Free
Tate.
Tate
Top
brothers.
G's.
Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate. Make sure y'all free them, and
Make sure y'all free them.
make sure y'all free them. They'll be out hopefully pretty soon.
I think that this was their last denial. This is just me with with the information that I have gathered and based on how things are progressing. I think that the next time they should at least be. It might not be the end of things.
I think the max they'll get is 180.
Well, that's the max based on their
Jesus.
law. But what I'm saying is, I don't think it's going to go to the max. And they do it in 30-day intervals. So
What are they at now? 90?
They're coming
Coming
up on 90, right, Mel?
Yeah, I don't know.
6 months is a long bid, bro. Especially when
For
you-
nothing?
For nothing. You have no evidence. You haven't had an official charges. Like that's too much.
Bro, if I did 6 months, if
You're
I
not.
do something.
You cannot. That's like Guantanamo Bay. It's like you could just put people there. You can hold people indefinitely. That stuff is. It's a human rights violation, and anybody who understands that in any sense should understand that this is wrong, because you wouldn't want that done to you. Whether or not you was a controversial person or whatever the case may be, or you had an opinion. Like, imagine putting people in jail for 6 months because they don't want to use other people's pronouns. It's absurd. But this is the
That's where we're headed.
the reality that they're attempting to build. We won't let them know.
You know what I mean, we shall overcome.
Bruh.
We shall overcome.
You just lowered my vibration.
I literally
day.
I felt myself go down.
Y'all remember them singing that song in school?
Yes, I hated it.
Man.
I always hated them.
Everyone
Negro
who's celebrating Valentine's Day. Good luck out there.
Yeah,
Streets-
good luck.
Streets is
Yes,
crazy. If you
yeah.
celebrating Black History Month, hey, do your thing.
Yeah, do
And
your thing.
we'll see you all next time. Subscribe and all that stuff. Peace, love, and holla.